mga kabalita. Panibagong araw, panibagong tatalakayin. Pero kung hindi pa kayo nakasubscribe sa aking channel, please do subscribe para mas updated kayo sa mga bago kong video. Kabataan Party List Representative Raul Manuel at Pasay City Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin hindi kinaya ang laki ng puwersa ni Vice Presidente Inday Sara Duterte matapos hindi pa kayang tuldukan ang impeachment case laban sa Vice Presidente. Pangulong Bongbong Marcos nagdadrama lamang na pigilan ang impeachment case ni Inday Sara upang nakawin ang intensyon ng mga pro-Duterte. Tila naiinip na nga si Kabataan Party List Representative Raul Manuel dahil sa hindi matapos-tapos na gulpihan sa loob at labas ng Malacanang, resulta ng matagal na paghuhold ng impeachment case laban kay Inday Sara. Kating-kati na nga si Manuel na patalsikin ang Vice Presidente kung kaya't hindi na umano niya mahihintay pa ang pagkakataong umalis na si Inday sa kapangyarihan. Kung kaya't kasabay ng pagunita ng kaarawan ni Cory Aquino, nagsilabasan ang mga dilawan na nakikipagbakbakan rin upang nakawin ang pwesto ng Vice Presidente. Kasabay sa nakilahok ay si Franz Castro na isa sa pinakamaingay na nagbabato ng putik sa Vice Presidente. Samantala, narito ang pahayag ng Kabataan Party List Representative Raul Manuel ukol sa kanyang pagkainip sa matagal na paghuhold ng impeachment base laban sa Vice. Dapat walang ganitong delay, sobrang tagal na, impeachment ni VP Sara. Hindi tama na hino-hold ang impeachment complaints. Tingin ko dito, disservice na ito doon sa maraming mga complainants na pumirma doon sa first 3 complaints. Representative Raul Manuel. Dahil dito, isang malaking sampal ang inabot ni Raul Manuel at ng kampo ng mga dilaw sa pagiging desperado ng mga ito na tanggalin sa pwesto ang Vice. Dahil nga sa nagsisilabasang iba't ibang katiwalian ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos, isa na rito ang pag-issue ng isang blankong tseke ng GAA 2025 kung saan nakalakip ang mga taxes ng taong bayan. Narito ang pahayag ng isang pro-Duterte na kung saan ikinaihi ng salawal ni Raul Manuel. Impeach President Marcos and Speaker Martin Rumualdez now. To those who claim to fight corruption and hold government officials accountable, especially the so-called makakaliwa, dilawan, and pinklawan, where are your actions against the blatant abuses of power by President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. and Speaker Martin Rumualdez? If your intention is truly to combat corruption, why not file cases against these individuals who openly trample upon our nation's resources, gold reserves, and now even small government assets they plan to sell? It is time to act decisively. It's time to impeach both the President and the Speaker of the House. Ground of impeachment. Under Article 11, Section 2 of the 1987 Philippines Constitution, the President can be impeached for culpable violation of the Constitution, betrayal of the public trust, treason, bribery, graft and corruption, other high crimes, kidnapping, execution, etc. The issue, alarming 2025 GAA anomalies. Former President Rodrigo Duterte recently revealed irregularities in the 2025 General Appropriations Act or GAA. Specifically, the Bicameral Conference Committee or BICOM report allegedly contains blank appropriations, a clear violation of the law. Congressman Isidro Ungab even posted the exact blank line items, and Kabataan Party List Representative Raul Manuel confirmed in interviews that the report lacked throughout review due to time constraints. Instead of addressing the allegations, Malacanang and Congress have resorted to dismissals and evasion. Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin labeled the issue as fake news, yet no evidence has disproved Duterte's claims. Martin Rumualdez, Silent. Cheese Escudero, useless press conference. Zaldico, resigned and appropriation chair. Grace Po, no comment. Young guns vanish. When Vice President Sara Duterte is involved, these officials are quick to act. Yet, when it comes to a national budget issue, the silence is deafening. Why this matters? The BICAM is tasked with consolidating House and Senate versions of a bill. It is not authorized to insert new provisions or introduce blanks. A budget passed in this manner undermines the legislative process and violates the Constitution. This situation mirrors the 2019 GAA controversy, where 95.3 billion pesos worth of anomalies were discovered and voted by then-President Duterte. Unlike 2019, no senator today have stepped forward to scrutinize the budget. Who is accountable? If the enrolled bill sent to Malacanang differs from the ratified BICAM report, it invalidates the budget. Did the House representative insert these blanks? Did the Malacanang overlook or intentionally sign an incomplete bill? The Filipino people deserves answers. Why impeach Bongbong Marcos? If President Marcos knowingly signed an illegal budget bill, it constitutes betrayal of public trust. If he signed it out of negligence or ignorance, he has still failed in his primary duty to protect the nation's resources. Either way, he is accountable for this potential corruption scheme. Impeachment proceeding will shed light on whether he 1. Deliberately ignored irregularities. 2. Allowed questionable budget practices. 3. Committed gross negligence in performing his duty. The Filipino demand action. Enough is enough. The people deserve a government that works for them, not against them. The only way to expose the truth is through impeachment. A throughout investigation to uphold transparency, accountability, and justice. Impeach Marcos and Rumualdez now. Stop the abuse of power. Protect the Filipino people's hard-earned taxes. Will you stand with us in this fight for justice? Or will you remain silent? Dahil dito, nararapat lamang umano na hindi lang ang Vice Presidente ang maghihirap, kundi pati na rin ang totoong mga may kasalanan na ika nga nila'y pinakamalaking kawatan, kabilang na nga si Pangulong Bongbong Marcos at Martin Rumualdez. Samantala, narito ang buong ulat ng paglabas ng drama ng kampo ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos ukol sa impeachment case laban kay Inday Sara. Marcos not blocking impeachment move versus VP Duterte, Palace. Manila, Philippines. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. is not blocking the processing of the impeachment complaints against Vice President Sara Duterte, Malacanang said Friday. In a press conference in Pasay City, Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin refuted the claim of lawmakers from the Makabayan bloc at the House of Representatives that Marcos' alleged interference was delaying the Sara Duterte impeachment proceedings. He, Marcos, is not blocking. He cannot do that because it is the discretion of the collective of the lower house. If they decide to initiate, there is no way to preventing that, Bersamin said. Marcos is merely expressing his views on the impeachment move but is not dictating the lower chamber to delay the processing of the complaints, Bersamin said. Bersamin said the House has the prerogative to endorse the impeachment complaints against Duterte. You know that under the Constitution, the impeachment must emanate from the lower house, okay? Now, if the President has made the statement at all about the process, it is only an opinion that he stated because he probably the thinking of the President is that might be distracting us from our agenda or our move forward, he said. We cannot dictate on the lower house. It is co-equal, belongs to a co-equal branch of government. All we were saying, the President was saying to the lower house, this is my position, Bersamin added. In the interview in Brunei, Buraon Leyte on January 17, Marcos said it would not be practical to push for Sara Duterte impeachment, citing the very poor timing of the move, given that the midterm election would be held this year. Duterte is facing 3 impeachment complaints before the House of Representatives is alleged violation of the Constitution, betrayal of the public trust, plunder and malversation, bribery, graft and corruption, and other high crimes as grounds for impeachment. In November 24, Marcos said filing an impeachment complaint against Duterte would only distract the government from the real work of the government, which is to improve the lives of all Filipinos. Kung nagustuhan ninyo ang aking balita, please do subscribe sa aking channel. Maraming salamat po!